if Dak is not re-signed in Dallas and we are not confident in Russ or Fields by the end of this season, yes, I'm going to be very interested in a Dak Prescott at quarterback. Why wouldn't I be? But at the same time, if that number is looking like it's going to be too crazy because the way that the quarterback market is going, we saw Kirk Cousins and what he just signed for, and he didn't have the type of season last year that Dak Prescott is coming off of. So for me, I just feel like
if saying Dak's trying to
you
get 60,
catch what I'm saying,
just no chance.
So if those numbers are getting to that, I would much rather draft my guy in 2025 and play that game. But if that number is not in the 60s, I don't know how it wouldn't be. But if it's not, I would rather do that. Yeah. But that's what the price of a quarterback costs. If you want a quarterback that can consistently go out there and throw for 4,000 plus yards, flirt with 40 plus touchdowns every season, have you as a every single year you're double digit wins, you're in the playoffs. You can't win a Super Bowl without getting to the playoffs. Every single year he's doing that. Dude's been in the MVP conversation the past couple of years. Now, is he ever going to win one? That's a different question. Is he ever going to win a Super Bowl? Get to a Super Bowl? That's a different question. But in terms of just him versus the field of quarterbacks, it ain't a long list of quarterbacks that we putting in front of Dak from my perspective, whether they are currently in the league or coming out in 2025. I just don't like it if it costs 60. But that's no different than how we feel about Ayuk. If Ayuk was a $20 million receiver, man, we like, yo, get him tomorrow. Like, let's do it. Get him today. Get him yesterday. But it's 30. Like, I don't know if I want to spend 30 on this guy.
So
think about what Tua just got, bro.
So the scenario he's bringing up, basically, he's asking what's more likely between the two. I mean, in both cases, the current quarterback situation
didn't work out, right?
So
we're saying Russ didn't
work,
work,
take
and
it to the next
Fields
level.
work.
Which would you prefer, signing Dak or drafting a guy? And I guess, part of the signing Dak thing is how much are you willing to pay him. Yeah. So I think it's just going to be way easier to draft a dude.
Easier, yes, but what is going to put you in a better position for success?
I don't think I'm paying Dak more than $40 million, so someone will pay him that at least.
I was about to say, yeah. Good. What quarterback are you taking it? Russ. Think about what Russ is right now, and that's a $40 million quarterback. Think about Russ is a $40 million quarterback right now. How are we getting Shador unless we were god awful? You said it yourself, Coach T ain't gonna have his less than 500.
He might not be a high first round draft prospect.
Okay.
He might be like late first.
I'm listening to you, bro.
I don't know. I don't know who's going to be good this year in college.
I just know that you don't like Dak, but Dak is nice. You might not like him, but Dak is nice. So we could not like the nice guy, but he's nice. So unless these other guys are better than the nice guy, I'm just like, how we say we want to win then? We can't say that winning is the biggest priority.
That's what I mean. I pay him average. I pay him average quarterback money, but
he's not an average quarterback. Pull up the $40 million quarterbacks and we go look at them, and then you're gonna look at Dak's numbers, and they aren't the same.
Just because those teams are doing it doesn't mean I have to.
That is the NFL right now, bro. You know that. That's how we felt when we paid Deontay 18.
I'd prefer getting Aaron Rodgers in here for like a year or something.
Bro, what? How much you think he gonna cost? And he's super old.
Nah, at this point he's taking like $25 million deals.
Bro, at this point, what does he have to look like in New York for us to sign him next year? Think about that.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
So why would I want Aaron Rodgers over Dak
I'd take that chance over
next season, bro? Like, that's craziness, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's just going to cost too much. Just because the Lions are paying Goff like $55 million, so it doesn't mean I got to pay a guy like Dak.
Look at what Baker's got. Look at what Trevor Lawrence got. You look at what Tua Tagovailoa has got. You look at all these guys, what they're getting, bro.
Baker's got a good deal.
35, 36 million.
That's what I mean. Like that versus Tua getting 50 plus.
But think about this,
Goff getting 50 plus. Baker's actually at a discount.
But even with Baker at 35 mil, right? Look at Baker the past 3 seasons and look at Dak the past 3 seasons. And if that's what 35 gets you, what do you think Dak is going to get? That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
And I don't want to do that.
But he's produced more.
Yeah, I get it, but at the end of the day, it's about winning Super Bowls and winning playoff games.
How many of these guys have won, though? Of the guys we're going to name, though.
Dak necessarily gets you that better than a Baker.
How many active quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl?
Not many. I
So
get that.
what
Yeah,
are we
I get
talking?
that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
So
but
who puts
that's
you in
why
a
I
closer
think-
position,
That's
though?
why I think Baker's I think he's at a very good discount because he made it to the NFC divisionals
Yeah.
last year. So if we're talking about these quarterbacks that can
Yeah.
get you in the mix for the playoffs and
Yeah.
stuff, I'd rather be paying someone like Baker the 35 million, 20 million, 25 million less than a Dak or a Goff, because I think they're all in the same stratosphere. Even though you're right, I'll give you Dak's been more consistent over the last 3-4 years, or
Goff
even his
these
whole
past
career.
2 years. Even Goff the past 2 years, he's really shown a lot more, and I think that's why he was paid what he was paid.
Yeah, but Baker, he had one of those type of seasons where it
He
was
did.
just a quality top
Yeah.
15, top 10 type of season.
Yeah.
And I don't. Is he going to drop off from that next year? I don't think
What is
so.
Baker to
He's
you?
actually.
What is Baker to you though? Because you saw him in Cleveland.
He's like a Dak and all them. Like I'm not
But
the
he's
biggest fan of these
technically
guys.
never reached Dak's level of success though. He's Dak by name, Dak by commercials, Dak by hype, but he's not Dak by production.
Yeah, I think their ceiling's all the same though.
Okay.
And the goal for this year, for upcoming years, is to win the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. And I'm not thrilled if any of these guys are my quarterbacks. But if I'm gonna have one of them, I want to be paying them what I'm paying Baker because I feel like
I
that's
just
at a
think if you're
discount.
going cheap, you're never going to get what you truly want, which is a Super Bowl. I think you have to actually go and get the guy that produces, and if that costs a little bit more, so be it. But tell me what cheap
That's too
team
much.
has won it. What cheap team has won it?
Dak's getting too much.
Name a cheap team that's won. A team that said, I don't want to pay for the best option. I'm going to pay for the cheaper option. And they actually won it.
Patriots got lucky with Brady.
Patriots got lucky with Brady.
Well, yeah, because he was taking huge discounts.
He was still.
He got lucky. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
Buccaneers got lucky with Brady too because he
Sure.
only signed for like 25 million
Sure.
down there.
Sure. So we named the outlier. Cool.
Going cheap. I mean, you got Mahomes. He's like the best quarterback in the
had
league.
a $500 million deal. That is not cheap, bro.
No. I'm just saying he's that good. Like he's worth
yeah.
any of these contracts. It doesn't
I'm
matter.
with you.
You put
I'm
Mahomes
with
around
you.
any of these guys.
I'm with you, bro.
And then so Stafford.
That's not
Stafford's-
cheap. Stafford wasn't cheap, though. We're saying cheap. We're saying, yo, you could have paid this. We cut the corner and went that route. Stafford's not a cheap quarterback. No.
It's just tough. It's really tough.
Because you're literally saying a guy that is a 4,000-yard passer the past couple of seasons and 40 touchdown type of guy, we're willing to cut and go to this because
Niners
it's just
went cheap.
cheaper.
Niners went cheap.
And they won a Super Bowl.
They did not. They got there though.
They got twice, whether it's Purdy or Garoppolo, right? Pick your poison, whichever one you want. Both of them got the exact same results so far. Super Bowl appearance, and they've lost.
Listen, we're saying the same thing.
I'm with you, bro. Yeah.
Because I'm not happy if we got a Baker. I'm not happy with a Dak. I'm not happy with any of these guys. There's about
Because we're
probably
saying
10 quarterbacks out there I would be happy with.
Right, I'm with
I just
you, bro.
don't want to be paying a guy that I'm not happy with top tier money, top 5 type of money. I think
Fair enough.
that's just crazy.
That's
So if
real.
I am going to have one of those guys, I want it to be Baker. And do you consider that being cheap or not? I don't know. I don't think I'd be thrilled with a Baker to begin with. It's just at least I'm paying him less and can sign a top tier
Bro.
cornerback with the difference I'm
I just
getting
don't get
between
why
Baker and Dak.
why is Dak so bad to you? Like you act like Dak can't
too much money.
throw anything. Like he just
He's not.
terrible.
He's
It's
not
like,
a guy
Dak
that's.
is a good player.
I don't
Like,
think
Dak
he's
is
a guy
nice.
that's elevating the team. Like Stafford did that with the Rams, and for Stafford, that's one of those things. Because maybe you could argue him and Dak
Yeah,
were in similar situations
fair.
when Stafford
Was
got
in-
traded to
yeah.
the Rams. Whereas like Dak up to this point throughout his Cowboys career, if he does go to another team,
Yeah.
maybe that's what it would take for him to step up his game. Or is he being held back by the Cowboys? Like I don't think that because Cowboys actually have put good teams around him. Whereas
They're
Stafford,
putting good players around him.
it was
But
pretty
in terms of the
desolate up there
coaching
in
staff, there's
Detroit.
been questions.
But like Stafford, he elevated the Rams at times. Like he was a playmaker.
But Stafford came in as a better version. He's a better quarterback. Stafford's a first rounder. Dak was never viewed as that.
I know.
So
but-
what are we talking about?
Yeah, but we're in the here and now though.
And that's fair. But all I'm saying is, in terms of just talent, Stafford is a more talented player than Dak ever has been. It's just that Dak has been overachieving, and now the money is caught up. Now it's like, yo, you getting paid for these type of numbers, but your arm isn't like Stafford's arm. But that's the reason why Stafford is who he is also. But we've also seen Stafford actually win a Super Bowl, and we both said we think Stafford's a future Hall of Famer now. I don't think that
Yeah.
me and you look at Dak and say future Hall of Famer.
No. In a way, he's overachieving, but also underachieving at the same time.
Him and Kirk are the exact same scenario. They have overachieved to the point where now the money matches what you want from them, but they can't give you that because that's not who they ever were. Because if they were, they would have been drafted to be that.
That's what I mean. I don't want to waste my time.
Fair enough, bro.
Unless Dak would become like a Stafford on a new team. I just don't see that. Whereas
none of us would know that.
I think it was
none of us would know that.
Clear that Stafford was being held back by Detroit.
Fair enough.
I don't think Dak's being held back by Dallas.
I think that just depends on how you look at it. Because you look at the offensive, you look at the coaches, you look at the coordinators, and you look at Jerry Jones and how he's operated.
They've had pieces. I mean, they're going into these playoffs like with good seeding.
But is Dak not a big part of that, though?
I
when
know.
Dak is throwing for 40 touchdowns and 4,000 plus yards.
He's overachieving in the regular season and underachieving when it matters most.
It's just a one-game tournament, single elimination.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe he can prove me wrong this season or next season, like, because you always have next season, technically,
that is true.
Right?
Yeah, that is true.
You always do. But
yeah,
my money's on that he's not, just because of everything I've seen up to this point.
Respect.
Like I don't think there's a new tier for him. I don't think there's a new ceiling.
We don't look at Dak and we feel the confidence that we felt with Prime, Rodgers, Brady, Breeze, Ben. No, we're not saying that. But in today's NFL, Dak is up there with whatever other top dudes we're going to bring up, just statistically what he's been doing.
Yeah.
And that's why he go get them checks the way he's getting, because that's the way the NFL market has been.
We're in agreement there. I just don't want to be the team to do it.
Respect.
Like, that's what the market is.
Yeah. I mean, this is Chris' scenario, though. Chris is simply saying if next year we had to choose between Dak and drafting a quarterback, that's what he's saying. We don't know. Hey, man, maybe we were god awful and we got the number 1 overall pick. It's a different conversation, right? Maybe we were middle of the pack and now we're picking at 10, 12. Or we played really well, but, man, we just don't feel like either one of these quarterbacks we get a deal done with. Man, it didn't work out, whatever. And now we're on the back end of this draft. What are we looking like? And I think those are all different scenarios that I think when you're bringing up a Dak Prescott because of what he's already proven he is in this league, and especially when you look at the high rate of failure from first-round quarterbacks in this league also, are we that confident that this draft pick is going to actually work out? Maybe I'm
Kenny. Trading for like a Kyler Murray
or something. You just had Kenny here 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
We just was in this scenario, and that didn't even get you a full 5 years. So all I'm saying is when you actually seen something that is proven and has consistently done it, that's why they're going to pay him all that money. But I just think that we can't just look at it and say, no, it's Dak. Like, dude, I think it would be interesting, man.
Not for 50 mil, 60 mil. We need a guy. We need a franchise changer.
So question, what is a guy to you in the regular season?
I don't care about that.
You can't get to the postseason without regular season. So what is the guy in the regular season?
I get it, but you got to elevate it at all times.
We're going to talk it out. Let's talk it out. What does the guy do in the regular season?
He's good.
What is
Wins
good?
Games. Clutch.
How many?
He's the guy.
How many? You a double-digit dude?
Listen, Joe Burrow's won less games than Dak Prescott in the regular season. Like, I think their Super Bowl run, they went 10-7.
But you can look at Joe and you can see
that's what I'm saying.
Numbers,
you just know. But
No, but the numbers back it up, though. Him statistically, his numbers back it up. It's not that they just win. His numbers back it up, and they do win. They don't win a ton in the sense of how the Cowboys are winning, 12, 13 games, but they still are winning when he's out there. So you got to win regular season. You want to see that.
I think it's beyond all
the
this.
Numbers.
I think it's beyond all this. And you would agree with this because I'm going to bring up a guy that hits all your points that you're bringing up, and that's Tua. Numbers, wins.
Respect. But
push comes to shove. He ain't going toe for toe with Mahomes or Burrow or Josh Allen.
My only question is this: you name 3 guys that are in the contract. If you can't win with Tua, why did they pay him? Because clearly you can do everything that you can do with Tua. It's just you get into the single elimination tournament and you gotta hope the chips fall where in your favor. If you don't have Tua and you're Miami, what are you doing this year? Your season's a joke. Let's be real, right? Season's a joke.
That's what I think.
Right, but with Tua, you're guaranteed to be. Man, we fighting for the division.
They
you're gonna be in the
paid for
postseason,
consistency.
Bro. Yeah.
They paid for Tua's marketability.
Yeah,
I think that's a bunch of the stuff they paid for. But winning the Super Bowl, I think McDaniel, he has confidence in himself. I think they have confidence in themselves, but From the outside looking in, Tua just ain't the guy.
So my question to you is this: Is there?
I don't know if that's something they admit to themselves behind closed doors.
That you could see where the Dolphins win a Super Bowl with Tua in 5 years, or is that just completely asinine off the reservation? Not
with these quarterbacks in the AFC. No, I can't. Okay. I can't see it.
Okay.
Can you?
Injuries happen. So you mean to tell me if Burrow, Allen, and Mahomes aren't up there, right? Who are these guys?
If that's what you're hoping for as your franchise, that's a tough spot.
But I'm just simply saying though, right? Because you said these quarterbacks in the league, right? So only one of those guys that I named actually has won one, right? Only two of those guys I've named actually have been to a Super Bowl. So if we're saying that these are the three boogeymen of the AFC, so to speak, for Tua, where's Tua in the AFC?
You still got Herbert, you got Lawrence.
So once again, now you mean to tell me all I got to do is I'm in the postseason with these dudes right here? We've seen Trevor Lawrence, what he's done. And what he hasn't done also, right? You mean to tell me that you don't think a Tua could get lucky in a scenario like that? Or a Tua could go head-to-head versus Trevor Lawrence and get him? You don't think that? The same Trevor Lawrence that you saw last year when they had to win it versus the Titans, right?
Maybe they could win a game. So like Dak's won a game.
You catch what I'm saying, though?
It's like they're not winning 3 or 4 games.
Okay.
I can't see it.
Respect. I just feel like, man, the way that you view these quarterbacks and how you talk with these quarterbacks, I'm like, bro.
You're capped.
If you haven't won a Super Bowl, why are you even playing? But it's only 2 guys that are or 3 guys that are active right now that we're saying, yo, Rodgers, Mahomes, Stafford, that have actually done that.
But then you got your other guys where, like you see it.
So why haven't they done it then?
The Herberts,
but
Josh
they haven't done
Allen,
it though, right?
The Burrows.
But they still haven't done it though, right?
Yeah, but you see them elevating their team beyond what the team's capable.
My bad. And Russ. Shout out to Felipe. My bad on that. Definitely Russ.
No matter how bad the coordinators are, how bad the schemes are, like how bad a game is, middle of the game, like you can see Josh Allen elevate his team, or Justin Herbert elevate his team.
And Dak has done that also.
Trevor Lawrence is capable of doing
Dak has
like
done that also.
I don't know.
How does Dak? So Dak.
I don't know.
So how does Dak throw for 4,000 yards?
I don't know.
How does Dak throw for almost 40 touchdowns a year? How does that happen if he's not elevate? CD Lamb don't have 4,000 receiving yards,
He's playing within the system pretty well. Very well. Same with Tua. Tua's playing within the system very well. Is there above and beyond that they go?
Oh my gosh, bro. Why are you doing them like that?
I think I'm just being real.
Oh my god.
I think you agree with me too.
Oh my god, bro. Why are you doing them like that?
I think you agree with me.
I just think this is crazy, bro. I just think the way that you be looking at Dak too, I just think it's just crazy, bro. Like, oh, sheesh.
I think you low-key agree with me.
This is crazy. It's crazy. I'm just saying, bro. It ain't that many of these dudes that have actually won it. That's all. So
I know.
I just don't think it's far-fetched that Tua could have a scenario where he could. I'm like,
I do think to myself, maybe I should be a little bit more open-minded with this because we are in a new era of football where it's not just Peyton Manning, Brady, and like Breeze, Big Ben. Like there was only like 5 or 6 quarterbacks. Think about
it. Phillip Rivers was the bottom of the barrel of that group of guys.
Yeah, so
they don't have that right now.
It's so new right now where you only have Mahomes that has won recently. Mm-hmm. You have Stafford winning that one, and no one was predicting like a Stafford Super Bowl win.
And then they talk about Purdy like he's gonna get it before the Burrows, the Allens, and all that.
There's just a lot of narratives out there still to be written, a lot of storyline, a lot of these guys' careers that could go so many different ways. So like part of me is thinking like, should I be more open-minded? But
I'm like, bro,
the other part of me is like, no, I feel like I know ball. It's like these are the type of guys that win Super Bowls.
Or Tua.
And that's
I can see it, bro. I can see Dak or Tua getting one. I can. Because they're good enough. We've seen we've seen a day ago Nick Foles go win one.
I can't see it.
We've seen Nick Foles get hot for a couple of games and do that. Heck,
he was playing like a franchise quarterback.
He was playing like how Dak and how Tua play at times.
No, he was playing
Dak
like
and Tua play just like that.
This is my team.
No, Dak and Tua don't do that too. Dak and Tua do it longer.
I don't see it.
He only did it for how many games in the postseason? We've seen Dak and Tua do it for the whole regular season.
Joe Flacco did it too. Like those are the 2 outliers over the last like 25 years. But they played like franchise caliber dudes for those 3 or 4 games. And no one predicted
neither one of
that.
them have had seasons like how we're talking Dak and Tua though.
I know, but
so why can't they?
Really,
so
really
why
counts.
can't they?
Why can't
We've already shown that they have the talent to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's always going to be a season in front of us, seasons in front of us, so they could Prove me wrong, but I
Yeah.
think they're capped. I don't think they're capable.
Respect.
I didn't think Flacco. So there you go. I didn't think Flacco was capable of that. I didn't think
People
Foles
had
was.
questions about Stafford. Was he actually capable of it? Because we never saw him come close to what he did
I'll
while he
give
was
you
in
that.
Detroit.
I mean, obviously the talent is better than guys like Tua
Respect on that, yeah.
and Dak,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know what that's going to look like in a new team and everything.
Yeah.
But you thought, and that's why McVay traded for him. All right, if I get this guy,
This could be
I'm gonna be able to make him even better than what he was, and this is gonna be something special. And they pulled it off. So, yeah, should I be open minded? Maybe,
bro.
but
Jared Goff is low key like he could almost got him one. Think about that.
Yeah, I know, they
Goff
should've.
almost got him
They
one,
should've.
bro. Yeah, and we don't
They
look
should've.
at Goff as some elite tier dude like that, but he almost got one.
he should have. I think he's a little bit more clutch than a Dak or a Tua, though.
Oh my god.
Am I wrong?